Hi, my name is Mirko, and I am in Greece now, in the center of the Peloponnese, and we were trying to go to a place which we'll see shortly called the Arcadian Gate near Messene, and Google Maps took us on a very small and mountainous road. And what we find here, some walls. These are the walls of ancient Messene. Huge blocks, square blocks. The style is quite square. And there is another part further on. Yeah, the walls goes on over there. And we just came from here. So I got to this place thanks to the drawings of Edward Dodwell in 1831. This is how it looked like back then. I don't know if you can see it. Alright, and that's how it looks like today. Exactly the same. The crooked stone is still there, fallen stone. You can see the size, there's Deborah beneath it. Huge piece of stone, still with the same angulation as it had back 200 years. And honestly, if I didn't see those drawings of Edward Dodwell, I would have never got here. And this wall, which is this is a gate of the original wall of the ancient city of Messene, is still exactly how he drew it back 200 years. That's amazing. And this piece of stone is really huge. I will now go in front of it so you can get a sense of scale. Anyway, for those interested in nubs, we have a few nubs here. There's one there, there's one over there, and there's another one over there, and there's a third one, fourth one over there. And the wall goes on in that direction as well, you can see there. Okay, this single stone, which I estimated being tall 5 meters, I measured the width and the depth is 1 meter 25 by meter 25 anyway, with a specific weight of 2.5 tons. I estimated 2.5 tons per each cubic meter. I estimated to be around 20 ton. And it was obviously one piece, it's been broken, but it's been broken for at least 200 years, as we've just seen on the drawing of Mr. Dodwell. And it's not the only one. This is megalithic as well. This one is megalithic as well. They're not that deep, but at least 60 centimeters. You can see the size. I mean, I am 2 meters. And it's just huge, really unbelievable. Okay, so this is the gate. Back in Dodwell's time, there was no road going through. Now they built a road. And it's interesting because just when you pass the gate, there's this rounded place here. You see? It's rounded with huge blocks at the bottom. Then there's a line of thinner blocks, and then there's about all the same size other blocks. So it's actually kind of a double gate. It's square style. Yeah, this is also another huge block. So it's really super megalithic. Amazing place. And again, we can see that the idea was to have this convex shape on the blocks. There's kind of a frame which is flat, and then there's this convex shape. And here the wall goes on. Deborah showed me another huge block there. More than 3 meters long, about 60 to 80 centimeters thick, and yeah, more than 1 meter high. So it's really, everything is megalithic here. It's just unbelievable. You can see the wall going up there, really nicely depicted by Edward Dodwell. Here's another one, huge block. I mean, these people had resources, that's for sure. If they built the way we do, they had resources. And they had a lot of time, and they had a lot of, let's call it money, even if it's not money, it's human work. So you can see the gate is still being used today. Well, actually used again. Back in Dodwell's time there seemed not to have been a road, but today there's a road. And Deborah made me notice this one block, the second row from the top, is one piece. It's more than 3.5 meters long. It's probably 1 meter high, and if we go on this side we can see how thick it is. There it is, second row. That's more than 1 meter, well, maybe 1 meter. Just to give you a sense of scale, there's one block here going from here all the way to here. And then if you look at the top, that one block goes from there till here, and the one on top as well, from the border, from the corner till about there. So they're all huge, really huge blocks. Okay, here you can see again one of those blocks. Look at Deborah. Compare this, just one piece, the one we saw from below. It's more than 1 meter thick. It's much more than 1 meter. It's almost 1.5. So, okay, that's about 2 meters, so with hands, Deborah, is about 2 meters, so that's 4 meters long. And we are here right on top. Every block is huge. My goodness, look at this one. Cut into a corner, there's another one. There we have our beloved crooked one, that makes this place even more special because of its strange shape. And there seems to be a window there. I haven't noticed it before. Anyway, here the wall goes up. I don't know which side we want to walk on. It's about, I would guess 2 meters thick. It's really big, and those that seem there, small blocks there in balance, are not that small actually. We're gonna go up to the tower now. I believe it's a good idea. Let's go this way. Deborah points me the way. There are some little instances of polygonal, but it's mainly a square wall. Yeah, quite a few. These are not as big as those, but they're still huge blocks. Again. You see the double wall actually seems to have been rubble in between. This thing seems like in a balance, and you can see there's a polygonal corner there. I mean, I have to walk at 6 or 7 meters to show you the height. And all this has been really nicely documented by Edward Dodwell, whom, by the way, was not even an archaeologist or whatever. He was a painter. And he did incredible work. Half of the sites I'll be visiting here in Greece this year, I know the existence of because of him, because of his drawings. Otherwise I wouldn't even know they existed. Even Messene, of course, if you look for it, there's an archaeological area further down the valley. We're probably going to visit it a little bit later. This is all huge. Huge. I mean, Deborah, go under the tower, please. Just to show, this is certainly, 8 to 10 meters high. Perfectly square. Okay, there we go. And this is just one of the towers. There's many more. We're gonna see a few of them. Huge. I mean, those are not small bricks. Those are all stones that weigh, I'd guess, the smaller ones, maybe 200 kilos or something, up to some tons. And look how many there are scattered around here. There's blocks everywhere. So this is supposed to be about 2,400 years old. That's the official version. I think we found another entrance here, another gate or something. Let's go looking for it. Yeah, there's a gate. You can cross to the other side. Really windy here. We have another view of this tower with windows as well. So we are at the second tower, and that's probably the original entrance to the tower. Unfortunately, the wall has collapsed here and it's kind of a climb to get up there. We may be able to manage. We'll try. Anyway, that gives you an idea how tall the main wall was. So about another 2 meters from me, and I'm still already at least 4 or 5 meters high. And here you can see the whole wall going down. So I managed to get to the window of one of the towers, and you can see it's basically empty. There probably was some wooden flooring here at this level where the door is, but there's not much inside. It's empty. Probably collapsed, no signs of wood or whatever, but you can see there's a kind of a ledge coming out to lean something on it, probably some wooden stuff. So in here, I find it amazing how this single block keep their position after so many years. And anyway, you can see how the wall was built. There's 2 rows of stone on both sides, and then the inside seems to be filled pretty much with rubble, with smaller stones. And I'm wondering now if there may have been a corridor. Then every once in a while there's kind of a passage like here. You see there too. But here it's actually nicely flat. It might have been a corridor for, if it was a fortress, for the soldiers to move back and forth from one turret to the other. You see it goes on like this. And then there's a gate there, the one we saw before, a small gate. So again, places like these make me wonder who these people were, because of course we've seen huge walls in Messene, but the Messenians are people which are known today. I mean, even the laymen have heard of them. Maybe not much, they don't know much about it, but you ever heard of the Messenian? I mean, I might have heard the name sometime in the past, but there's no real whatever tragedy or myth talking about these people. But officially, the people who built this were the Messenians. I believe here was a stairway, because this is the inside. This is the part that, because you can see it goes up like this, and it's like a parallel wall to the main wall. It's quite collapsed, hard to get up now. Might have been a stairway to get on top of the bastion. And anyway, each of this block is megalithic. This is really something. Now I'll walk a little bit along with Deborah following me so you can see compared to my size. Okay, as I was saying, each of these blocks is megalithic. I believe each one of these are over a ton. More than 2 meters wide. No, not more, but about 2 meters wide. Some are barely carved. These are more rough. A polygonal corner here. But these are still small compared to what you can see down there, as we saw before. We are now at the gate again. So we are again inside this kind of strange rounded place just after the gate. And I just noticed there's a very nice echo here. And what I didn't notice before, because I was just amazed by everything, is there's these 2 kind of strange windows. That one is really nicely preserved yet. And then Deborah noticed, for those who love knobs, that this one piece stone has 4 knobs. Maybe it was just some decoration, which by the time now has gone wrong. And there we have a nice stone. This one stone makes a corner here. So it's not one stone ending here and here starting a new one, but the stone itself has been carved in an angle. And we've seen that before. There's many details one could notice. I was looking before at the joints between one block and the other. And yeah, look at this one. And it's at least 2,400 years that it's here. And I've noticed another one which is a little bit broken. It shows even better how precise it was. Maybe this one, yeah, this one. You can see here it's broken, so it's really, I mean, there's no blade or nothing going in here. Then downwards it opens a little bit, probably because of some earthquake that dislodged a little bit the stones, but each one is really precise, really unbelievable. Okay, we are about at 500 meters from the big Arcadian Gate, and you can see there's another piece of wall preserved on this ridge, on the small hill. We're going to go a little bit closer, maybe we can see something more. Okay, there you can see the part of the wall going up. It's going further up, and it's coming down here. Here we have a gate. There's another turret here, and it's going on there. Beh, di là possiamo andare. It's going on that way. Sorry for my intervention in Italian. We're gonna walk a little bit along this one. Okay, you can see here the wall goes on. There's a few polygonal joints here. Some on them. There's one here. There's another one over there. But still the main structure is square. Okay, we have here a semicircular turret, meaning that on one side it's rounded. You can see nicely rounded there. Whereas the other side is completely straight. And here we can even go in. Qua si può entrare. Here we are inside the turret. It's a lot of wind these days. Strange shape. Straight on one side, round on the other. And these really look like slits. There again we have a nice lintel. And here you can see again that the corners are not just one stone ending and the other one starting, but this stone, for example, does the corner and those a little bit as well. And here we are right on top of the wall, which goes on to another turret over there. Huge slabs of stone. In this case it's really covered with a layer of stones. It may be that originally it was like this. It's quite collapsed at some parts. But still very powerful, very huge stones all over the place. Okay, we are getting to the other turret. We just walked along this wall all the way to here. You see it goes on up the hill, but we're not gonna go up there. It's not in any way in very nice conditions. But what I wanted to show here is that there's a nice little series of polygonal corners here. There's this one really nice, and then there on top, and a few more, not very nicely preserved, all of them, but these are really nice. And here inside the turret you see these nice windows, and again quite a few polygonal corners here. Yeah, these are the crazy things that they used to do for nobody really knows what reason. Another one here. The corner there. There's one missing there. And the wall goes on for another 20 meters. By the way, there's beautiful flowers here. And another question I get, now you can see the whole wall, this piece of the wall, is there's supposed to have been 9 kilometers of walls around Messene. And why do we only find maybe 1 or 2 kilometers still intact, and where has everything else gone? Just disappeared, because we're not talking about there's some signs of it, there are signs of it, but it's just gone. So all this stone that you see here in most of the original walls have been carried away. We're walking along the same wall as before now on the sides. You can notice some nice polygonal joints here. And here there's a stairway going up. So this must have been the inside of the turret of the wall of the city. If this was a defensive wall, of course. So Deborah just makes me notice that here the polygonal cut in this stone goes along the whole block, the whole slab of stone, and you can see how long they are. I mean, they're 3 to 4 meters long, and the cut goes along the whole stone. It's not just something for the outside look, which actually I've seen in other places in Italy, where just the front of the wall is beautifully polygonal. Then the inside they didn't really carry it on all the way to the depth of the whole wall. And here the wall has about 3 meters, I would guess, 3 meters. And some slabs are going all along the whole wall, like these ones. Others are just partly going through to it. You can see it here. These are broken, others are not broken. We're back at the rounded turret. Here also there's a stairway going up. And from here you can see that on top of each final block there is like a roofed block of stone. So that makes me think that maybe there was not a real roof in this turret. It was just left like this, with the roofed stones ending each block.